During his 35-year career with the U.S. Forest Service, Don Oman worked on national forests in Montana, northern Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming, before serving in southern Idaho for 10 years as the district ranger of the Twin Falls District on the Sawtooth National Forest. During our August 2003 interview, Oman spoke about the widespread environmental damage that he encountered on the district upon his arrival in 1986.
I was transferred here to the Sawtooth National Forest. I was district ranger on the Twin Falls Ranger District, one of the units south of Twin Falls, in about a 320,000 acre district. And we had a big range workload there. And so this was really the first opportunity that I had to really do something about some of the grazing problems that I'd seen everywhere else I'd worked. I had two really excellent range conservationists working for me who were new here too, and they'd had a career full of experience in grazing, wildlife, and watershed and other resources. And we, working together, immediately recognized the very heavy grazing. We came here in the fall. As we went around and looked at allotments, there were livestock, mainly cattle, still in the forest 2 weeks after the 2-week extension they'd been given. And yet there was damage, severe grazing and impact to streams all over the district. So when we told ranchers they had to actually get their cattle off, it was the first time they'd ever been told that. They'd always been allowed to just let them drift with the snow, apparently. So that generated some of the first congressionals that we got. Probably 2/3 of the water developments were in disrepair. And of course those are vital to keeping the cattle away from the creeks. And fences were in such a state of disrepair that cattle could go anywhere they wanted to. So there was no control, no way of keeping cattle in a unit of an allotment for the time they're supposed to be there and clean other units. In other words, cattle were on every stream in the district all the time, all summer long, and then allowed to stay for a month and a half after the grazing season ended. So it just resulted in serious damage to almost every stream, and pretty much everywhere cattle grazed that were anyways near streams. Areas way out away from the streams still had tall grass in places because they just weren't getting the cattle to those areas. Other problems, of course, were problems for all the wildlife and watershed values and recreation. Very important recreation sites were being impacted severely by grazing. And we even had campgrounds and picnic areas where sheep were standing on the picnic tables and the paved trails were covered with cow manure. As many as 300 cattle in one picnic area that we counted, and it took us several years to even change that situation.